They kidnapped a little girl, unaware she was hiding a terrifying secret. What seemed like an easy ransom job quickly turned into a nightmare of blood, betrayal, and a fight for survival. Will anyone make it out alive? Stick around to find out. The movie begins with 12-year-old Abigail, a dedicated ballet dancer, practicing her routine in an empty theater. Unbeknownst to her, a group of criminals is plotting her kidnapping, each member assigned a specific role in the operation. The team includes a medic, a hacker, a muscle man, a sniper, a driver, and their leader, Frank. While Abigail finishes practice and heads home, the hacker is already outside her house, disabling the security cameras and alarm system. Before Abigail arrives, 3 kidnappers break into her home and wait. The medic, Joey, is taken aback when she realizes they're targeting a child, but Frank insists it's too late to back out. Moments later, Abigail enters, chatting on her phone, completely unaware of the danger. As she hangs up, Frank moves to attack, but Joey intervenes, injecting Abigail with a sedative that knocks her out. The team tries to leave quickly, but their plans are interrupted when Abigail's father unexpectedly comes home. In the chaos, the house alarm is triggered, but the kidnappers manage to escape with Abigail and flee in their van. They drive deep into the woods, arriving at a decrepit mansion. There, they meet the mastermind, Lambert, who welcomes them inside. Abigail is locked in a room, blindfolded and handcuffed, while the team gathers in the mansion's main hall. For the first time, the group is formally introduced. Lambert instructs them to keep their real names and background secret, assigning them code names instead. Frank is the leader, Sammy the hacker, Dean the driver, Peter the muscle, Rickles the sniper, and Joey the medic. He explains the plan. They'll hold Abigail for 24 hours until her father pays a $50 million ransom. Each member will receive $7 million once the job is complete. To ensure no tracking, Lambert collects everyone's cell phones before leaving them to their task. The team begins raiding the house's stash of alcohol, settling in for the long night. Afterward, Joey checks on Abigail, who complains about her tight blindfold. Feeling pity, Joey removes the blindfold and notices the handcuffs digging into Abigail's wrists. She repositions them to the front. Abigail, in tears, panics, but Joey reassures her they won't hurt her and only want the money. Abigail makes Joey pinky promise, and in a rare moment of vulnerability, Joey mentions she has a son. Abigail responds grimly, claiming her father doesn't care about her and that they've made a mistake. Just as Joey is about to leave, Abigail cryptically apologizes for what's going to happen. Alarmed, Joey rejoins the group, telling Frank that Abigail's father might be a dangerous man. Frank brushes it off as a manipulative tactic, but his unease grows. Quietly, he sneaks to check on Abigail and is horrified to find her unblindfolded. Covering his face with his hand, he points his gun at her, demanding to know what she saw. Abigail swears she didn't see anything. Pressing her, Frank gets her to reveal her father's identity, Christophe Lazar. The revelation sends Frank into a panic, and he storms back to the group, announcing he's leaving. The others demand answers, and Frank explains that Lazar is one of the most dangerous crime bosses alive. Joey and Rickles recognize the name and share Frank's fear. Tensions rise as the group debates what to do. Ultimately, greed wins. They decide to stay, hoping the ransom money will be their ticket to a new life far from danger. To protect themselves, they secure the house and agree to watch the perimeter closely. Later, while wandering through the house, Joey hears a strange noise. Following it, she finds an open window rattling in the breeze. As she shuts it, her gaze falls on an old statue of a father and child. Rickles appears, awkwardly attempting to flirt, but Joey shuts him down. He admits he doesn't trust the others, and they agree to watch each other's backs. Meanwhile, Sammy stumbles upon a TV room. As she checks it out, Dean sneaks up on her and scares her. He tries flirting, but Sammy angrily kicks him out. Dean moves on to find Peter asleep and doodles a crude drawing on his face before wandering into a hallway lined with eerie, old photographs. One picture features a girl who looks eerily like Abigail. Curiosity leads Dean to the basement kitchen, where he finds a door slowly creaking open. He cautiously steps inside, but is startled by a rat. As he turns to leave, something unseen grabs his legs and drags him into the darkness. Hearing his screams, Sammy rushes to the basement. She finds Dean sitting at a table, eerily still. When she approaches, his head falls off, prompting her to scream and vomit. The others quickly arrive, horrified, They agree Sammy couldn't have done this. It reminds them of a story about Lazar's infamous hitman Valdez. Years ago, 3 top members of Lazar's crew were taken by the FBI. On the eve of their trial, they were hidden in a heavily guarded hotel. Despite airtight security, Valdez made his move. The next morning, the FBI storms the building to find a horrific scene. Bodies with their heads removed and organs missing. They're baffled. There's no way in or out except the door on the 23rd floor. The group checks on Abigail and finds her alive and seemingly unharmed in her room. Rickles, still terrified of Valdez, decides to leave, but upon opening the front door, they're horrified to discover a barred gate that wasn't there before. Peter's attempts to force it open trigger a security system that seals all the windows. Trapped, Joey concludes they've walked into a trap, and Rickles rushes to check on his weapon, only to find it missing. Joey questions Abigail, who insists she hasn't seen anyone except Frank. However, she reveals that Frank threatened her, claimed to work for her father, and that his real name is Valdez. Joey and Rickles compare notes and realize nothing adds up. They start searching for a way out, but as Joey leaves the room, she hears a thud. Rickles is standing awkwardly and suddenly collapses, fatally injured. Joey rushes to him, only to find he's dead. Furious, Joey confronts Frank, accusing him of being Valdez and killing Rickles. Frank denies it and blames Abigail, urging Peter to deal with her. Peter enters Abigail's room, ready to kill her, but Joey arrives just in time to disarm him. The group begins to argue when Abigail casually removes her handcuffs and reveals her true identity, a vampire. Abigail effortlessly attacks, healing instantly from bullets and overpowering the group. They flee, barricading themselves in another room while Abigail taunts them from the other side. Joey recalls that a sedative injection subdued Abigail when they first captured her. The group splits up to search for it, but Abigail picks them off one by one. Sammy falls into a pool filled with decomposing bodies. Peter is chased down and thrown over a railing, and Frank is pushed down the stairs. Joey finally retrieves the syringe and, with Peter's help, subdues Abigail. Before passing out, Abigail taunts them with promises of vengeance. The group locks Abigail in an elevator and demands she reveal how to escape. Abigail laughs and reveals she orchestrated everything. She knows their real names and crimes. Each of them wronged her father, Lazar, a crime lord. This job was a setup for Abigail to play with her food. She offers to let 2 of them go if one releases her, but Joey doesn't believe her. When Peter tries to free her, Joey shoots him. Left with no other choice, the group tries to escape using Abigail's false clues. As tensions rise, Abigail effortlessly breaks free from her restraints, launching a surprise attack on Frank. However, Joey, determined to stop her, exposes Abigail to the sunlight, causing her to shriek in pain as the light burns her skin. With only hours left before sunset, the group splits up, desperately searching for an escape route. But just when they think they've gained control, Sammy, now a vampire thrall under Abigail's influence, turns on them and brutally kills Peter. In a panic, Abigail orders Sammy to attack Frank and Joey. The fight intensifies as Joey, using quick thinking, reflects sunlight onto Sammy, destroying her in a flash of fiery light. The battle isn't over. Lambert, who's been lurking in the shadows, lures Frank and Joey into a hidden security room, where he reveals shocking details about Abigail's past. Years ago, she turned him into a vampire to help Frank escape the wrath of Laser. Desperate for more power, Frank allows Lambert to turn him into a vampire, hoping to use his newfound abilities to kill both Abigail and Laser. So he offers to turn Frank if he promises to help. Frank agrees, so Lambert knocks Joey out and bites Frank. Next, Lambert makes Frank drink his blood, and Joey wakes up to watch Frank painfully transform into a vampire. Frank sees through Lambert's scheme, and in a brutal twist, he kills Lambert, realizing too late that he was led straight into Abigail's trap. As Abigail attacks Frank once more, he overpowers her and begins to drain her blood, weakening her beyond recognition. Cornered and desperate, Joey takes a moment to leave a heartfelt message on her phone, apologizing to her son for being absent from his life for so long. But just as Frank revels in his newfound power, he bites Joey, intending to turn her into his vampire thrall and force her to kill Abigail, and ultimately, her son. However, Joey doesn't transform. Frank's inexperience with his new powers causes him to fail, and in a moment of pure defiance, Joey teams up with Abigail to take him down once and for all. With Frank finally defeated, Abigail turns to Joey, urging her to leave the mansion and go back to her son. She deserves a fresh start. Just as Joey begins to walk away, Laser enters, furious and ready to kill. But Abigail steps in, protecting Joey. She tells Laser that Joey was there for her when he wasn't, that she was the one who cared when Laser abandoned her. Though Laser is enraged by her defiance, he eventually relents, allowing Joey to leave, bloodied, battered, but victorious. What do you think of this intense turn of events? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a moment of the action. Stay tuned for more thrilling recaps. See you in the next one.